Unity, the world's most popular development platform. Yeah, I know. I've been using Godot for more than a year, but Unity, I have never tried it. It's the industry standard with a massive asset store and has one of the biggest communities out there. So naturally, I keep asking myself, am I missing out? Is Unity actually better than Godot? Let's see. Oh, I need to sign up just to use Unity. Let's sign in. And now it wants to install the actual editor. Cool, no worries. Wait, 7 GB? Bro, that's the size of a whole indie game. I just wanted to make a game, not install one. Meanwhile, in Godot, I just need to grab a tiny zip file like 70 MB. Double click it and boom. No account, no registration, no email verification, none of that nonsense. Yeah, I'll stop praising Godot for now. Okay, it is finally installed. Time to create a project. Wow, okay, Unity, I see you. These are ready to use samples and templates. That's actually good, like really good. I'm guessing these cores are the basic templates for the kind of game I wanna make. So here's the plan. I'll make a simple 2D game in Unity. Samurai dodges pumpkins by jumping. Yeah, don't question it. I think I should go with the universal 2D core, project name and create project. Easy.
5 minutes later.
Finally, the editor. And wow, it looks pretty similar to Godot. We've got the scene view for dropping stuff in, inspector on the right for tweaking details. Super hard to miss, since it's literally written right here. And yep, just like in Godot, it's on the right side. Must be the universal law of game engines. And a hierarchy on the left that feels exactly like Godot's node list. By default, it gives us a main camera and a global light 2D. This is different from Godot, where the new scene is empty. And at the bottom, project browser. Whoa, but hold up. Why do I already have so many folders? I haven't even built anything yet, and it's already packed with folders. Anyway, this must be the run button. Dark blue screen. Okay, but in the editor, my background is gray. Why blue here? In Godot, if I run the empty scene, I'll see the gray color. Anyway, how do I make my game? How do I create a sprite? Unity 2D tutorial. The Unity tutorial for complete beginners. Yes, Mark, I'm a beginner. Tutorial time. Okay, I think I get the basics now. I can right click here and by selecting create empty, I can create a game object. Basically, it's like Unity's version of Godot node, the base object for everything. Except here, instead of stacking nodes like Lego bricks, you can add components like sprite renderer, box collider, animator, and so on. It's a little different from Godot, but you know what? I guess both ways work for me. I don't really mind. And hey, drag and drop also works here, just like Godot. I tossed in a PNG sprite sheet and Unity automatically made a game object with a sprite render and an animator. Okay, Unity, that's pretty nice, since I don't know much about the components available in Unity. But wait, why does my samurai look like he's been through a Photoshop blur filter? In Godot, you just flip the filter to nearest and boom, crisp pixels. What about Unity? Where's the filter option? I don't see it here. Maybe it's in the properties of my image file. Yeah, here it is. Filter mode. But instead of nearest, I get bilinear, trilinear and a point? I've never seen point in Godot. But maybe in Unity's world, point means nearest. Let's see. Unapplied import settings. Save. And yeah, it works. Samurai looking crispy again. Now, if I run it, the samurai is running for his life. But it feels like he's running in the air. So I need to make a platform. Tilemap in Unity. Introduction to Tilemap. Right click and select 2D object and then Tilemap. Okay, I think I'll go with the rectangular one. And then for the next hour, I struggled to paint a basic platform using Unity's Tilemap system. I was overwhelmed by all different options and settings. And most importantly, the version I'm using has a bug. Yes, you heard it right. In the tile palette, the grids aren't visible. Even the selected tile isn't visible. So I can't select multiple tiles because I can't see what's selected and what's not. See, in Godot, there's a box that clearly shows which tiles are selected. So I know exactly what I'll be painting. I think Unity has the same grid system, but this version has a bug that don't display them. There were some fixes and I spent another hour trying to make it work, but no luck. So in the end, I gave up, tried selecting tiles blindly and somehow managed to make a basic platform. Yeah, not a great first impression. Anyway, platform done. Time to make the samurai jump. Let's attach a script just like Godot. Except here, scripts are components too. Samurai object. But how do I open it? Double click. Something's happening. Oh, it opens in VS Code. Wait a minute. Unity needs a separate ID. With the 7 GB Unity install, no built-in code editor?
Nice.
Funny thing, when I started Godot, I ditched VS Code because I loved Godot's built-in editor so much, and now, 1 year later, VS Code and I are back together. Thing is, even though I've been using GDScript for quite some time, I didn't really struggle with adapting to C#. The only real enemy here was semicolons. Yeah, semicolons. You won't believe how many times I spent debugging only to realize I forgot the freaking semicolon. Godot's GDScript spoiled me. The second issue, compilation time. Since C# is a compiled language, even after making a small change, I had to wait for everything to compile before running the game. I'm not used to that. Anyway, I coded the jump logic, and just like I made the samurai object, I created a pumpkin spawner. Whoa, that's a lot of pumpkins. But it is making this weird rope of pumpkins flying across my skin. It looks kinda cool, but let's fix it. I need to add some delay. If timer is less than spawn rate, time plus equal time dot delta time. Else instantiate pumpkin and set timer again to 0. This will spawn the pumpkin every 2 seconds. Now I need a label to display the score. According to the video I watched, I can go to UI, legacy and then text to create a text object. But what are all these other options? Not a single line explaining what they do. In Godot, click a node and there's a clear definition, even for the various properties. But Unity is like, figure it out by yourself, and don't get me started on the documentation. Unity splits it into manual and scripting API and somehow made both confusing. In Godot, you just search for the node you don't understand and boom, you've got everything about it. So simple. But okay, props to the Unity for one thing, the anchor presets. I don't know why, but this thing looks so futuristic. It's clean, intuitive and honestly better than Godot's anchor UI. Which one do you prefer? Tell me in the comments. In the same way, I added a game over screen and a simple restart button. So here's the final game. Jump over pumpkins. If you fail, they push you off screen and it's game over. Restart to play again. Now, how do I export it so I can share this amazing game to my friends? Navigate to File, Build Settings, File, and I guess it's Build Profiles, and then Build and select Folder. That was so easy. And here it is, my first ever Unity game, Samurai vs Pumpkins. I think Unity has a lot to offer, but honestly, getting started felt harder than it needed to be. And the documentation? Man, not great. But here's the thing, Unity is still the industry standard. Learning it could definitely land you a job in game development. So maybe I'll dive deeper one day, who knows.